I think there's a couple ways that you can kind of go about it. And the biggest thing that I think is that if you want to be a coach, be around it. You know, so go to those games, those classes, those tournaments that are in the city. Go check them out. You know, talk to people, build relationships. Another way I would say to kind of get into it is go through AAU. Mm-hmm. You know, start connecting with some of these AAU coaches to be able to be like, hey, can I come to a practice, or can I, figure out a way to be involved there, as well as high school. Mm-hmm. You know, I also consider volunteering at high school with a high school team, but College Rochelle ended up popping up first. Mm-hmm. Another route would be look at Division III. You know, that's another way to be able to build your resume there, because you're able to get on the court with the girls, and you're able to actually work them out. Mm-hmm. And the other way is if you played and you love the game, figure out how you can maybe train some kids. Right. You know, train some kids so that way you continuously grow in that network of teaching. You continuously grow in that network of, talking to coaches, because obviously a lot of these coaches, they need somebody to train their kids. They're going to look for you. You have you played, whether you played or not, whether you've been around it or not. If you know what you know, and continue to study, I think, those are some ways that I think would be, if you didn't kind of play at a high level, so to speak, is how you can kind of get into coaching. But the main thing I would say is kind of be around, be enthusiastic about it. That's what you want to do, and kind of network and continue to build a relationship.
That was Anjale Barrett. We spoke about her transition into coaching from a highly successful high school and college career, coaching on a Division III level. She also provided a cheat code for aspiring coaches to get into the coaching profession, and her battles with her older brother. I'm Mark Williams. This is the Assistants Podcast, and this is Anjale Barrett. Good afternoon, Coach Barrett. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I can't complain. It's summertime, or we think it's summertime in New York City. We never know. We never know. So, as you know, thank you for being a willing guest on the podcast, the Assistants Podcast. We're going to talk briefly about your basketball experiences. How was it being a McDonald's All-American?
I didn't really get to experience that, because I tore my ACL in my last game of my high school career. Mm-hmm. So, as far as making that McDonald's game and stuff like that, I wasn't selected to make the game, but to know that I was not me, and how to talk about to make that game. It was a great experience, and just to be talked about with some of the greatest players at that high school level. My year, it was truly something amazing.
Yeah, I know you didn't participate in the game because of your injury, but I was thinking more so, like you mentioned, to be one of the top 24 players in the country. That's got to be something that, you can hang your hat on.
Yeah, for me, it's something surreal, because, growing up, I watched my brother go through the same process and watch him actually play the game. So, to have that experience and it be I'm one of the potentially top 25, it's truly an honor. But just as I'm in the conversation, it was an honor.
Yes, that's outstanding, actually. So you leave St. Michael's, and then you go to Maryland. How was that experience playing at Maryland with the Terrapins?
It was good. I think it was. A lot of people talk about when you go to college, and you're playing against some of the best people from where they're from. That brings your competitive juices up. And, I'm from New York, so, we think everybody in New York is competitive, so it's nothing. But, going to Maryland and experiencing that and experiencing all the people and the competitiveness of the league we're in D.C., Maryland. It was a different experience, but coming from the city, it was good.
Mm-hmm. Now you after your esteemed career at Maryland, you left and went on to play and got drafted by the Mystics. How was that experience?
It was crazy because I honestly did not think that I was going to be drafted, and I didn't even watch the draft.
Mm-hmm.
So when when I got my name called, my parents was actually watching it, and my teammates were watching it, but I was like at work or something, just like watching it online because one of my other teammates came out with me. She was at the draft. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, I'm just supporting my teammates, and then when you get your name called, like, it was like so surreal because as a kid, that's 20 years old. That's what you want to play WNBA. So being able to go through training camp and be there with some of the best players in the world, it was a great experience.
Yeah, I'm only giving the backdrop of your playing career primarily, although you went professional after the Mystic situation, is to ask you this big question. How did you get into the coaching profession?
So I have an interesting story about that. My senior year in college, Brenda Free, she would always tell me, like, listen, you're going to be a coach. Also, David Atkins, he was assistant coach at Maryland as well. Now he's player development with the Wizards. He would tell me, like, listen, you're going to be a coach. And I'm just like, no, I'm not. Like, I was like this growing up. I was kind of this shy kid that didn't really speak, didn't really command. It's crazy to say that I didn't really command the team because I was the point guard, and I did, but in a setting where it's like I'm the coach, that wasn't really something that I was really interested in, but I love the game. Mm-hmm. I can talk to you about the game, I can do all of that stuff. And, so coach would always be like, listen, you're going to be a coach, either a coach or a referee. And my dad was a referee, so I'm just like, no, I'm not going to be a referee because I watch him all the time. Mm-hmm. And that's not something, it's a hard job, it's a very hard job. So once I got injured, I tore my label in my shoulder, and I came back to New York, and I was rehabbing, and I got the opportunity back in Maryland to go work camp in the summertime. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, I can go work some camp. It was something I was familiar with. I loved working camp at Maryland, and then, everybody that coached me was still there. So I was like, okay, I can go still rehab, make a little bit of money in the summertime, and go through that process like that. And, it just so happened that the person who was director of player personnel at Maryland, he ended up leaving and getting a coaching position. So Becky called me and was like, hey, I got an opportunity here. I know you're still rehabbing, but I think it would be a good opportunity for you to be able to kind of learn more of the game, learn more of the coaching side, and it's something that you want to do and pursue it. And it's not, you can still come to Maryland and rehab and work out and stuff. So, I was like, yeah, that's a no-brainer. Like, I get to learn, I get to be around basketball, and still, kind of rehab. So that's how I actually got into it. And once I got there, I think after like the first month, I was like, this is what I want to do. Like, I'm content with not playing. I was rehab just for, the heck of it, and so I could get strong, but I want to coach, and that's what I want to do. So that's how I got into the coaching profession, and I've been loving it since.
So at Maryland, after you left, where did you end up after that? You ended up at a Division III school, correct?
Yeah. So in between me playing professionally while I was waiting for my next job, I ended up volunteering at the College of Rochelle. So I met, Coach Sanchez, Lauren Sanchez. He was the head coach of the women's team, and one day I had kind of went up there just to go play pickup, and with his girls, that they had like the gym and the facility was good, and he was like, hey, like, this can be an opportunity, like, you just again come work out, but I want you to just one day watch practice and talk to my girls. So I watch practice, talk to the girls, and then from then on, he's like, hey, we got practice again, this day. Come work out, again, watch practice, talk to the girls, see if there's anything, that you can add or any capacity that you want. And I was like, again, I got another opportunity to be able to work out and then be in my basketball. So from there, I just took it, and it's crazy because he ended up leaving our last 2 games of the season. So I was actually a head coach for 2 games. Wow. So, but it was a great experience. I think that's kind of where I really got my first start at being around the program and the way he ran the program. That experience was something that I would forever cherish, because it was also at the Division III school, so it taught me a lot of things before getting to Maryland.
Right. So then after that, you went back to Maryland, correct?
Yeah, I went back to Maryland.
Now, how was it? How was that change as far as working with the Division III players who work extremely hard or who aren't there on a scholarship to the Division I, back to the Division I level?
I think for me, it changed just because at the Division III level where we were specifically, our kids they didn't have the height, they didn't have the resources that Maryland did, but they played hard. And then, fast forward and going to Maryland, the one thing that was in common that Maryland, they also played hard. So that was one thing I think that was similar. How it changed was probably just resources that was given and accessibility. But, I think those were really the only things that really changed. But the girls, equally they worked hard. I think a little bit more. The girls at D3, they wanted to know and experience what it was like to be at Division I. So they always continuously picking my brain, always asking questions, or always going to get to them. They wanted that aspect, and it's a little bit different because when you're at Division I, you're experiencing, you're going through it. So you're kind of the things that come about, any obstacles that you face, it's kind of like you're going through it as you go through it, as you're experiencing it. So I think that was a little bit more of a difference there.
Got you. That makes sense, actually. Kudos to those young ladies at College of New Rochelle. So after that, then you go to Maryland, back to Maryland. What happened after Maryland? Or excuse me, what happened during Maryland? Because you guys did something special there.
Yeah. So we, before I got there, we were winning the Big Ten 3 years consecutively. And then the 2 years that I was there, we actually won a regular season and a conference championship. So, the Maryland tradition and the Maryland way, that's something that's never going to change. And I think it was cool for me to just come back and be able to see, this you played here, you won championships here, and see how the legacy is still going and the great players that Maryland is bringing in. And then continue to learn through the new coaches that we had, having that experience of winning is always great, but in the championship is always better. So, and then being able to go to the Sweet 16. We went to my first year. We went to the Sweet 16, and then the second year we went to the second round.
Wow. So what's that? What happened after Maryland?
Then after Maryland, I ended up getting an opportunity at LIU Brooklyn, which is now LIU, just LIU.
Right.
And I think for me, it was my first opportunity to be able to be an assistant coach and be able to be on the court, then the run film session, and be able to have that player interaction with no restrictions. And then to be able to just come back home, that was something special for me in its own right, because not a lot of people get to coach where they're from.
Right.
And then I was at LIU, so 4 years.
And then?
And then, unfortunately, LIU ended up letting our staff go, and we ended up merging with LIU Post. With D2 and they're making it a D1, so they ended up letting staff go. And then this past season, I was at Columbia, which is another great experience. Again, being able to coach in your hometown, and then getting to experience Ivy.
Right.
So yes, I just finished up my first year at Columbia.
So your coaching experience, you've run Division III, Division I, high major, and winning a NCAA, or at least winning the Big Ten championship. Then you parlayed that into LIU. Where you guys had some success at LIU, a little bit of success there, and then Columbia. So your last two stops were New York schools, like you mentioned. Tell me, how does it feel to compare old New York when you played to new New York when the current state of New York basketball?
Of course, I'm going to be a little bit biased. But then when you step back and look at it, New York has always been a competitive brand of basketball. You see a lot of kids coming up now who are very good. I think their talent in New York is, a lot of people say it's watered down, it's not what it used to be. But I also say, back then, we were very good. So it's like that is a tough comparison to make, but you sit there and look at the talent that we got in New York, and there are some very talented players coming out. We got players going to make difference in Power 5, at these high major schools, mid majors. So the talent, I think, is still really good. The competitiveness, that's something I would love to see beef up a little bit more, but we got some talented players in New York, and that's not only the older kids, the younger. I think the younger group is super talented as well, and that's something rare. It was always, especially back when I was, it was like if you were older, you were good. There wasn't many younger players that was good like that.
So basically, you're saying that your generation would bust these generations' butts.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
That's,
of course. They not easy over here. And I may be a little bit old and a little bit out of shape, but nothing easy over here.
All right. Good answer. Okay, so now you were fortunate to be a very talented player and play in Maryland. And fall in, for lack of a better phrase, fall into a coaching position. How would you recommend someone that doesn't have the same pedigree that you possess to get into the coaching profession? Because there are a lot of people that come back from overseas and or graduate from college that are stuck a little bit and they want to be assistant coaches, but they don't know the route to go into. What would be your suggestion for that?
Yeah, I think there's a couple ways that you can kind of go about it. And the biggest thing that I think is that if you want to be a coach, be around it. So go to those games, those classes, those tournaments that are in the city. Go check them out. Talk to people, build relationships. Another way I would say to kind of get into it is go through AAU. Start connecting with some of these AAU coaches to be able to be like, hey, can I come to a practice, or can I, figure out a way to be involved there, as well as high school. I also considered volunteering at high school with a high school team, but College Rochelle ended up popping up first. Another route would be look at Division III. That's another way to be able to build your resume there, because you're able to get on the court with the girls, and you're able to actually work them out. And the other way is if you played and you love the game, figure out how you can maybe train some kids.
Right.
Train some kids so that way you continuously grow in that network of teaching. You're continuously growing that network of, talking to coaches, because obviously a lot of these coaches, they need somebody to train their kids. They're going to look for you. You have you played, whether you played or not, whether you've been around them or not. If you know what you know and continue to study, I think, those are some ways that I think would be, if you do that kind of play at a high level, so to speak, of how you can kind of get into coaching. But the main thing I would say is kind of be around, be enthusiastic about it. That's what you want to do, and kind of network and continue to build a relationship.
Yeah, I would agree with that, especially like you mentioned the be seen situation. You gotta be seen. Yeah. They gotta see you.
Right.
So.
Right. And you know what? Sometimes it may just be like, listen, Rose Classic is going on this weekend. It might be a big weekend. I'm a pop up and check out some games all day through Saturday, Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's one of the best tournaments, around.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna find some people and build some connections there too.
Even if you're not a New Yorker, you can still, I'm sure that there's tournaments throughout the country that players can go to and check out and find out where to see who the people are. Yep.
Absolutely. Especially like now these days, you can look on Twitter and you can find a tournament.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? whether you're in New York, I know tournaments are going on right now. So just like you said, be around, try to get involved.
Great answer. So now here's a question that feel free to be honest. In your transition from player to coach, what was the biggest transition? Was it the recruiting aspect, the video coordinating component, the on the court stuff? I think that's probably the least. You probably excelled extremely well in that. Dealing with alumni. What would you think was the biggest area of concern that you needed to work on to become a full-fledged coach?
I think, for me, it's the recruiting, and it's more of the recruiting to separate from, I remember you when you was a player. You know what I mean? And building those type of relationships. I think for anybody coming in, unless you're a very sociable people person, I think that aspect can be pretty tough. And for me, coming, like I said earlier, like I'm a shy person, and just having to break through that comfort zone and being able to just talk to people, get out, get people on the phone, and talk to people. So I think for me, that was one of the tougher things, and just understanding how it works. You think about the experiences that I've had. I come from, the three where you're not really on the phone with a lot of coaches like that. Then, you go to Maryland and then you watch how much, their coaches are on the phone talking to kids, talking to other coaches. So I think that was probably the biggest thing for me, at least. And then, it's something that I think nobody can go into situations being good at some of it. Again, like I said, if you're a people person and you love to just chat on the phone and stuff like that with kids, and you think about kids who they've never probably talked to coaches before, so they're also probably nervous.
Right.
So to be able to kind of build those relationships with that, I think that it's the most important thing, but it can also be a tough thing.
Now, we're going to end, but this question I'm going to ask you, right? This is a tough question. Being that you're one of the few families that had the luxury of having 2 McDonald's All-Americans, right?
Mm-hmm.
In your one-on-one battles, Cheryl Miller, Reggie Miller, who got the better of who? Now, Dre's a little older than you, but who got the better of who?
Okay, so I'm gonna be on the record. I'm gonna say this. Growing up, right? He never really wanted to play me.
Uh-oh. Why?
Because growing up, so we're 8 years apart. But we never really played each other until later on in the career. You know what I mean? So growing up, like, he was, short, so to speak. And for me, like, growing up, I played all my positions because I was bigger than everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, everybody would make the joke and say, listen, she's going to coach you up all day. I'm like, yeah, that's what we do. And we finally played each other. I'm not going to lie. He's so quick that he was really good.
Uh-huh.
He beat me. But, I think as I got older, I was able to catch up to him a little bit. And we didn't play a ton of one-on-one. We do more like shooting contests. And I said, you know what, I shoot better than you.
Uh-huh.
So I think, I would say growing up, I had the better of him. And as we got older, I caught up to him. And he kind of, once he got in his bag after shooting home, it was pretty tough for me to But I can say that on the record, but, he also, there are times when he had some struggles with me just because I'm bigger.
Put it like this. He knew you were there.
Yeah. It wasn't nice no walk in the park. He gonna get a little sweat out.
Okay. Well, thank you, Coach, for stopping by the Systems Podcast. I wish you nothing but success moving forward. Any parting words you want to say for the peoples?
Yeah, no, I mean, thank you for having me on. I love what you're doing. I love how you want to be able to grow basketball and both sides of the men and women. So I look forward to hearing more podcasts and just, watching what you do.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it.